Hello everybody, Mark, aka the Nerdy Punk, back again today for a new video. Today we are doing a long overdue video, finally recapping everything I watched in January of 2024. Long story short, I've been dealing with a lot of personal shit lately, and my mental health just hasn't been in the greatest position in the past, I don't know, couple months or so. So I'm finally feeling pretty good today. I've had a pretty good day and thought it would be the perfect time to finally film this video. So better late than never. So I'm finally getting to this, and I have also seen most of the movies that I need to see from 2023. So definitely still working on that top movies list, and it will be coming out before the Oscars for sure. So, which brings me to the next point. The Oscars are very quickly approaching, March 10th. So we're a few weeks away. Definitely excited for that. All right, I only watched 6 movies in January. I haven't been watching a ton of movies, again, because of what I've been dealing with lately. So I haven't really been in the mood to watch a ton of films. But I did watch 6 really good movies in January. Some of them are rewatches. Many of them are also first-time watches. So without further ado, let's get into this. The first movie that I watched in 2024 was The Worst Person in the World. This was the first time I've seen this movie. Let me actually pull the Criterion release real quick, because that's what I actually watched, so I'll be right back. All right, so yes, I picked up the Criterion release of The Worst Person in the World when it originally came out around that time, and finally dove into this and watched it, and I really loved this movie. I gave this one a 4 out of 5, really solid film. Again, it's been a while since I watched it. It was the first few days of January there. But this is a great movie to kick off the year with. Really good at capturing millennial angst in a great way. It kind of deals with people who are in their late 20s, early 30s, and this is a character who's made very poor decisions in her romantic life and just life choices in general, and it kind of deals with the angst, frustration that people, go through at that age. And of course, I'm the perfect age for that. I'm, 27 years old, so I am kind of right in that wheelhouse. I'm beginning to experience many of the things that the main character in the film experienced. And I think it deals with that in an incredible way, as well as dealing with life just in general and, potential romantic paths or life paths in general that you could have experienced and gone down, and kind of that idea of regret. And it's just a very interesting film. It's a beautiful film. It looks incredible. I love the cinematography on this one. Really solid film. I give it a 4 out of 5, like I said. Next movie that I watched, another first-time watch. This movie was all the buzz in 2023. Definitely had to watch it at some point. Many people consider this to be the best horror film of the year, and that is Talk to Me from A24. This released back in the summer. I had a chance to watch it in theaters, but I decided not to, and I'm kind of bummed that I didn't, because I did really enjoy the film. I think it's one of the best horror films of the year. It's not my favorite of the year, but it's a really solid horror flick. Has a unique premise, really good visuals, really good kind of creepy scenes. It's, nothing super duper inventive, but a really solid horror film. And it's crazy to me to think that a couple of YouTubers made this movie, which is pretty cool. I gave this one a 4 out of 5. Next movie that I watched, this is the first rewatch of the month, and this is Past Lives, also from A24. One of my favorite movies of 2023, not to spoil anything for the top movies of the year list, but this will definitely be up there pretty high. Really love this movie. Talking about, Worst Person in the World deals with similar themes, where it literally kind of explores potential paths that you could have gone down in life, and it deals with the concept of reincarnation in Korean culture and Asian culture just in general in such a unique way. It's not a religious film, it's not a Buddhist film, it's nothing like that, but it just kind of it explores this idea in such a unique way, and it's just gorgeous in every sense of the word. Really love this movie. incredible that Celine Song, this was her first film, and I cannot wait to see what she does in the future. I really wish this would get some more love when it comes to the award shows. I know it's got several Oscar nominations. Don't think it's going to win much, but a really, really solid film. I think this is a perfect film. I gave it a 5 out of 5. Next film that I watched, I do not have a physical copy for these last 3 because I watched them all on streaming or in the theater. So this was another rewatch, a film that I watched back in maybe December or November, I forget exactly when, but it is May December from Todd Haynes. This is the first Todd Haynes film that I've seen, and I was just blown away with this movie. First time I watched it, I was shocked. I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was so bizarre, so odd, and dark, like really dark, but also darkly funny in a weird way. And I really loved it the first time, and then I rewatched it with a friend in January. I absolutely loved the film even more. Natalie Portman is incredible in this, Julianne Moore is incredible, and Charles Melton. The trio of performances are just so, so good. And it deals with this subject matter in such a different way. Like, I've never seen a film tackle this type of subject matter. Of course, it deals with sexual abuse of minors in a very unique way. And I thought it did a great job of dealing with that subject. It's a very delicate subject matter. And I think Todd Haynes did an incredible job with this film, as well as the writers behind it. I think they did such a good job. And of course, the actors and actresses really knocked it out of the park. So I loved May December. Next film that I watched, this was the first time watch, Poor Things. I went to the theater for the only time in January to see Poor Things, and once again, blown away. Really, really loved the film so much. Emma Stone, incredible in this lead role. Yorgos Lanthimos is a master behind the camera. So many creative. This is the most creatively shot film of the year by far. It plays with black and white and color in such a great way. It plays with aspect ratio and just the types of cameras that they use in such a unique way. You will not see a film shot like Poor Things this year, and probably not for years. It's so unique and original, and I loved that. It kind of does a little spin on the classic Frankenstein story, but it uses it to explore all kinds of things, from sexuality to joy to societal constructs and all kinds of just really interesting matters that it deals with. It's got incredible supporting performances from Willem Dafoe and Mark Ruffalo. It looks beautiful. Production design is incredible. And the score is so quirky and weird, and I'm so glad it got nominated for an Oscar. And then the final movie that I watched in January of 2024 is Passages. This is a French film. It's gotten some buzz within the film community, but not a lot outside of it. And I wasn't super impressed with the film. I thought it was okay. It follows a character who's a film director, and he's married to his husband, who's played by Ben Whishaw, who's a pretty solid actor. I've really liked what I've seen from him before. But they're kind of going through a rocky period in their relationship, and the director, starts having an affair with a woman. And it just kind of explores the character at the center, as well as this kind of third relationship that develops. And I don't know, I just wasn't super impressed with this. I thought it looked beautiful. It was a really gorgeous movie. Performances were pretty good, but I just wasn't blown away by anything with this film. And I am interested to rewatch it because I've heard so many people that I really respect have really solid opinions on this movie and really are impressed with it. So I would like to revisit this film eventually, but on first watch, I just wasn't blown away with it. I gave it a 3 out of 5. Decent film, but will not be competing for my favorites of the year. All right, very short video here, but like I said, I didn't watch a whole lot of movies. So gonna wrap this one up. Definitely stay tuned. I do hope, fingers crossed, to be posting a little bit more often. I hope to be doing my top movies as well as my Oscar predictions with the Oscars around the corner. And then I would still like to do my own movie awards. I am working on that. I've got some graphics put together for that, so I just really have to film it, and of course watch a couple more movies that I still haven't seen. There's 2 more Best Picture nominees that I have to watch. That's American Fiction and Zone of Interest, which I haven't had the opportunity to watch. Zone of Interest wasn't in any theaters near me, and it finally came to streaming like yesterday. So I'm finally going to sit down and watch those movies. So definitely, like I said, stay tuned. Once I watch those 2 movies, I'll probably be putting out my top movies of the year list. So Oscar week is coming up soon. Very excited for it. I hope you guys are excited too. So yeah, have an amazing day, guys. I will talk to you later.